Okay, so one of the most exciting middleweights in UFC will make his comeback to the octagon this weekend. I am talking about Eryk Anders, who's kindly giving us some time to speak. So, welcome back, Eryk. It's a pleasure to have you again on the show, man.
Man, thank you guys so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
So, Eryk, let us know, man. Long time no see. So how are you doing? How are you preparing for this one?
Man, I'm doing well. I'm out here in Arizona training with Eddie Chaw and Santino DeFranco over here at Fight Ready. And man, I know a lot of fighters say that this is the best form of them and this is the best shape and all that other good stuff. But man, this truly is, I think, the best form of Eryk Anders that we've seen. And definitely leveled up and evolved my game, changed my game. So, really excited to go in there and showcase what all I've been up to for the last 2 months.
Yeah, I can imagine. And Eryk, tell us, because last year was a crazy year for everybody. I mean, it was a really crazy year. But for you, you usually fight 3 or 4 times a year. Last year you only fought once. So why you didn't fight so much?
Well, man, I had an injury to my eye. I had to have eye surgery. So that sat me down for a long time. Um, Missed some short notice opportunities. Because I thought I was waiting for a COVID result to come back. And by the time I got my result back, they had already found a replacement. And I actually got a fight. And, man, just fell ill. And they sent me to the hospital when I went cleared to fight. So, for me, just like a lot of other people, 2020 really sucked. So they're going to turn around and have a really good 2021.
Eryk, it's been almost a year since your last fight, man. How do you feel for this comeback?
Man, I feel good. I actually feel rested. Maybe the time off was really good. My body feels great. My mind is great and clear. So, this is probably the first time that I've gone into a fight without any injuries or nagging bumps and bruises and things like that. So, again, this is going to be the best version of myself. Like, I don't have any injuries or anything like that. And it's the first time in a long time I'll be going into a fight 100%.
And did you miss not fighting as much as you do? Did you miss the fight game?
Yeah, I love what I do. And I don't think a lot of people can say that about their occupation. So I love fighting. It's what I do. And as we all know, I chomp at the bit and do it as much as I can. So to only fight one time last year, and that one time was a loss at that, it's just been a sour taste in my mouth for, almost a whole year, for about 10 months now.
And Eryk, I want to talk with you because I have read on an interview that you have said that you were super disappointed with your last performance against Christoph Yotko. So what have you changed from that fight to this one to face Darren Stewart?
Everything. I've changed camps. I left my wife and kids back home. I sacrificed a lot. I've been out here in Arizona for the last 8-9 weeks. So, I kind of went all in on this camp. So, anything less than a victory is unacceptable.
Okay, that sounds good. And which type of fight do you imagine on Saturday night against Darren Stewart?
Well, he likes to strike. I like to strike, so I imagine we'll get in a technical brawl. The bell will ring, we'll meet in the middle, and we'll swing for the fences like we do. Neither one of us really likes leaving fights up to the judges, so, I'm very confident in my ability to get the job done on Saturday night.
Eryk, what do you need to take care about Stewart? What's the more dangerous part of his game that do you need to be aware?
He's super aggressive and he hits really hard. I believe he'll have the speed advantage, um, but I don't think he's quite as durable as I am. So, obviously he has that power, and with 4-ounce gloves and a guy his size that hits as hard as he does, one punch can really change how the fight is going. So, really gonna have to keep my chin down and my hands up.
And Eryk, Darren Stewart have fought 3 times, I think, last year. He won one and he lost two, and you have fought only once. Do you think that he has an advantage with that, fighting 3 times last year and you only having fought once?
Not necessarily fighting 3 times, but he's been in that smaller cage definitely more times than I have. So he'll be more used to the small cage and the distance. And if you watch the undercard of the fights last week, and all the fights have been in that apex, man, there's been a lot of finishes in that small cage. I think it entices the fight a whole lot more. So this is a fight that the fans are really going to want to tune into.
Well, and now that you mentioned the smaller cage is one factor in these new normality conditions, and the other factor is the lack of people on the stadium. And I mean, does that bothers you? Is that a factor when you fight? Do you think that it's different? How did you feel that last time?
Man, I really didn't like it too much. I like the energy of the crowd. I like the oohs and ahs whenever a solid strike is landed or a takedown is landed. But, we're both fighting under the same conditions, so regardless of how I feel, I got to get in there and show out.
Eryk, and how's gonna be this 5 week for you? When are you heading off to Las Vegas? When are you flying to there?
We're driving. I think it's like a 4 or 5 hour drive from here in Arizona. So we leave out Tuesday morning and get there, Tuesday afternoon.
And what about the protocols? They still very hard with the quarantine and all that. Do you have to make quarantine?
Yeah, I think we're going to be on lockdown the whole time. I don't think we can leave the hotel parking lot. So,
whoa.
Like I said, everybody got to deal with the same set of circumstances. So it's the one who adjusts better, and you got to go out there and make it happen regardless.
Eryk, you fought in light heavyweight division, and also fought in your current weight, no, in middleweight. Yesterday we saw Israel Adesanya going up to light heavyweight. What can you tell us about your experience going up to 205 division?
Man, I think that the 205ers, of course, they're bigger, but they're also more durable. We've seen Adesanya hit some guys with those same shots and put them down. So for me, like, I fought twice, and both guys were bigger than all the other middleweights. They hit harder, and they were more durable. When me and Thiago Santos fought, if that's a middleweight fight, I think I win that fight. I saw David Branch fight him in middleweight, and he hit him with a much softer shots than I hit him with, and it put him down. So, I think that they don't cut as much weight or put their body through as much because, 30 pounds for a guy who weighs 230 and 30 pounds for a guy who weighs 215, it's a bigger percentage bigger percentage of their body weight, which equals more water usually. So they're not usually as recovered. And yes, ma'am. Thank you. So I think that the 205ers are more durable than the middleweights.
Eryk, if everything goes well on Saturday, when do you think you are going back to the octagon, man? How many times do you want to fight this year?
Oh, man, I really want to be active this year. So 3 or 4 times again, slide me in on some short notice stuff. I get in where I fit in,
Sounds good. And Eryk, my last question. You have been training with Henry Cejudo and also with Captain Eryk Albarracin. What can you tell us about that experience? And, well, that's the first question. I'm going to ask you another after you answer it.
Man, those guys are really articulate. And, I think it's very rare for a guy to compete at that level and be able to explain the why you do what you do when you do it. And Because usually guys with that kind of athletic ability and credentials, they can just do. You know, no one has to tell them. They just have like a natural gift and ability. But to be able to explain, I think, is what separates the good from the great. And man, both those guys have competed at the highest level and are able to articulate these things. So they're awesome coaches.
And what do you think? Will Henry Cejudo come back to the octagon, come back from the retirement, or not?
Maybe. You know, he's all about the money at this point. So, you know, money makes anybody move. Everything has a price. So if they come at him with the right amount of money, then he'll be back in the octagon.
Sure. Do you have any other question, Ennio?
No. I'm good, man.
Okay. Eryk, thank you very much, as always, for the good vibes, and good luck on Saturday, man.
Man, thank you guys so much.
Gracias por visitar Somos MMA en YouTube. No olvides suscribirte a nuestro canal y activar las notificaciones para seguir disfrutando de nuestro contenido.